to my patrons and the people who waited a year. This old thing again? That's right, it's Fix My Carcast. Today is the legal drama episode. I have to do it like a legal drama. Full disclosure, I haven't seen a ton of legal dramas. I feel like I watched Law & Order for a bit because that felt like a grown-up thing to watch as I was getting older. I was like, oh yeah, I'm an adult now. I watch Law & Order. But yeah, I mean, I won't get into what I have and haven't seen going into this, but even the ones I have seen are probably only because I worked in television and I got paid to watch them, so it should be a fun one. Oh, I gotta get the thumbnail. Objection! There, fun times, good times, great times. We're all having a good time here. Legal drama, let's go. I gotta think of an opening line. What could it possibly be? Diddly-do. I'm ready to begin my opening argument. Do they have opening arguments? I'm gonna really fuck the jargon on this one. Also, that was blatantly a line from She-Hulk Attorney at Law, but I think hers was closing argument. Whatever. This is where the theme song goes. This is totally normal. This show is totally normal. You're listening to Fix My Carcast, hosted by Bear Claw Billy, and this is episode 116. Comedian and musician Keith Hebert is prepping for the bar, but first, housekeeping. Oh, I could have done a better one for that. But first, housekeeping. This is the show where you pick what I say and how I say it. Pick a topic or prompt by donating to the GoFundMe and vote on the gimmick by joining my Patreon for just $1 a month. Join at the $5 or higher level and also get bonus episodes and behind the scenes footage. Links are in the description. Also down there, merch. Get yourself some merch. You're out of order. This whole wardrobe is out of order. You need to get a Fix My Carcast t-shirt, and then everyone will say, hey, that's someone who made partner. No new donors this week. The total raised for paying off my car repair debt is still holding at $2,021. Also, when we get to $3,000, that unlocks an automatic show gimmick, which is I will record an episode at sea. Fun fact, did you know that this whole podcast disappears when we hit $10,000? Caveat emptor, baby. I think we've exhausted all the Latin I know. Hey, do you like the theme song? No? Well, if you make a donation of $50 or more, in addition to picking an episode topic, you get to change one thing about the theme song forever. Unless somebody else changes it back. Want me to add a weird noise that people claim is the sound of a gavel, but it doesn't sound anything like a gavel? I'll do it. $50. No new patrons this week, bummer. Now it's time for a topic suggestion. I'll suggest topics I think I could easily talk about for a whole episode, though admittedly I think the show is more fun when it's something I'm completely clueless about. So, something I could talk about is the Joseph Limeberg album, Astral Progressions. Yes, I've finally listened to it, and I have thoughts about it. Want to know more? Donate today. For the record, I have not seen or read Romance of Beasts, if anybody's keeping track of old episodes where a piece of art came up and I said I'd review it. Anyway, checking in on the best city in the world based on which city listened to the last episode the most, and we've got us another singles night tie. Ties are broken by whichever city listened to the most episodes, and our big winner is Scarborough, Maine. Congratulations, Scarborough, Maine. Let it be known that your law offices of Preston and Preston, Mackenzie, Brackman, Cheney, and Cusack, and Crane, Poole, and Schmidt are the best in the world for 7 days. Last episode, I talked about the Swedish Open while recording it in my old apartment. You can see video of the entire episode, including extra footage of my old empty room, over on Patreon. Also, head over to Patreon for a bonus episode where I talk about something special I found in the attic. What could it be? Pop over to the Patreon. I'm very grateful that the gimmick was go to my old apartment because I found something that I would have been devastated if it got thrown away. And that's all I'll tell you. Go check out that episode. Okay, let's talk next week's gimmick poll. Now, there's a theme for this one, okay? So I had a listener point out that I frequently parody movies and TV shows, but I don't parody other podcasts. Now, I'm all for this, but I mostly listen to like weird like improv podcasts and like incredibly deep dives about Star Trek. Those are the podcasts that I listen to. So I feel like if I parodied those, my listeners wouldn't get those. So I Googled what are the most popular podcasts, and then I just went through the list until I hit 3 that I've actually heard. And I want to say, I won't tell you which one, but one of them I haven't listened to in literally a decade. So I have no idea what it sounds like anymore or if it's even on anymore. But here we go. These are your choices for next week's episode gimmick. They are, do it like Conan O'Brien needs a friend. Do it like, how did this get made? Do it like, welcome to Night Vale. And our returning gimmick, share my New Year's resolutions. March is the perfect time for that. Let's review. Number 1, do it like Conan O'Brien needs a friend. Number 2, do it like how did this get made? Number 3, do it like welcome to Night Vale. And our returning gimmick, number 4, share my New Year's resolutions. Remember that any gimmick that gets just a single vote is eligible for a second chance in 6 weeks. Be sure to vote over on Patreon. The poll closes Thursday, March 28th at noon Eastern America time. All right, time for today's gimmick, which is do it like a legal drama. Of course, gimmicks don't start until housekeeping is out of the way in case any of them prevent me from sharing vital information. But now, Your Honor, may I approach the gimmick zone? From this point on, gimmicks are active and everything is improvised. There's no sponsored topic for today's episode, so I'll take inspiration from a randomized Wikipedia page, which is... going to all my files. Sorry, everything's a mess here. What have we got here? All right, today's topic is our love story. Okay, today's topic is our love story. Feels like a stub, but I'm gonna go with this. I'm going with this. Yeah, it's a stub, but I can do something with this. All right. Today's topic is our love story, which is a 2016 South Korean romantic drama film. Great. Cool. Love this. How did both drama episodes be about Korea? That's hilarious. These are fully random. Wiki roulette. Check it out. Hey, Stamps. Yeah, can you do me a favor and give me like a cool Law and Order style like intro monologue? And for you video viewers, just so you feel like I've still met the improv requirement for this. In the criminal justice system, there are 2 groups of people. The people that do crimes and the people that argue that maybe they weren't crimes if you think about it a different way. These are their stories. Order! Order! Order in the court! Now, it is my understanding that Jenny McCrane is late for this proceeding, so I'm sorry, but we're gonna have to... Wait, Your Honor, I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic was a nightmare, and my coffee machine wouldn't work, but I'm here, Your Honor. Well, you've got a lot of convincing to do, Jenny, if you're gonna make me think that you've got a case here. I'm sorry, Your Honor. Yeah, let me just get my papers in order. Okay, so my client... My client is an awkward and shy fine arts student who met an eccentric bartender while searching for materials for a project installation. And though she had previously been in relationships with men, she found herself falling for the bartender's charms and cautiously following her desires. Now, hold up there, Miss McCrane. What has this got to do with the fact that your client is accused of murder? Wait, murder? I'm sorry, have I got the wrong case? Oh no, this is the one. Yes, this case is about if the bartender was an accomplice to the murder of a young Korean boyfriend. What have you got to say? Well, Your Honor, I feel like I think you'll see that when I present my case, this bartender, trying not to say the names of the characters in the Korean film Our Love Story, our bartender with a traditional Korean name of Roseanne. Bartender. That's her name, Roseanne Bartender. And so I would like to argue that she was under duress. She was working at the bar very late, and she was in a tough financial situation. And so when she was offered money to help bury a body, she was not in the right frame of mind. She was under a lot of stress, and therefore I would like to plead temporary duress. Well, that's a pretty interesting argument there, Miss McCrane, but let's see what the defense has to say. We're going to go over to that lawyer who's very attractive, but you don't like him at all. What have you got to say, attorney for the plaintiff, Bob Tank? What have I got to say? Well, I've got to say that this is an open and shut case, folks. I mean, clearly, when you help bury a body, I'm pretty sure you're an accomplice to murder. Objection, Your Honor. We do not know that this is a murder. It could be argued that this was natural causes. Now, just what are you talking about? Well, the victim was 98, and what were they even doing in that bar in the first place? It was singles night. Well, I do believe the victim was single. Her husband had just passed away. It's also not illegal to be in a bar if you're not there for the theme night. Yes. Well, I think if you look at the torts and statutes, you'll find that this could be a case of false advertising. If the bar didn't specifically state on their sign that there was no age limit, sorry, I've skipped a page in my notes. And it's worth noting that these two were strangers to each other. They fell in love, and also my client had previously only had relationships with men, so she was probably a bit frazzled when this woman asked her out, and then also asked her to bury a body. And I think you'll find that again, all that stress is what led her to feel trapped, like she had to do this. Regardless of that, we're not talking about love here. We're talking about crime, and a crime has definitely been committed. This really feels like an open and shut case. All right, I've had enough of you, Bob Tank. You're always doing this whenever we go head to head. Miss McCrane, I'm gonna need you to calm down and not make this personal. As you know, the law is reason free from passion. Well, yes, and I see that you're quoting the prior case of Legally versus Blonde, and I think you'll find that the ruling in that Elwoods case was that you cannot. If you are in love, being in love is kind of like an altered state. And these two women fell so deeply in love that I think it could be reasonably argued that she is innocent when confronted with this dire situation, and she doesn't know what's going to happen. I mean, one of them's an art student, one of them's a bartender. Obviously bartenders, they got it rough. They don't make a lot of money, whereas artists make so much money they don't even need to start podcasts. So I would say if you look at the ruling in Yoonju v. Jisoo, I think you'll find that there is precedent for psychological manipulation, brainwashing. In fact, that seems pretty far-fetched, Mrs. McCrane. It's Miss McCrane, actually. Is it now, Bob? Okay, listen, I think we should take a 5-minute recess. Now I'll be the judge of that. That's a good one, Judge Carruthers. Well, fine. Let me just get this large pitcher of water. Oh wow, it's got a silencer on it, so it doesn't make any noise. As a matter of fact, nothing in this courtroom has been making noise. Why, we haven't heard a single cough from the jury. And may I approach the jury, Your Honor? No, you may not. We're going to have a 5-minute recess. Thank you, Your Honor. All right. Okay. Get it together, Jenny. Oh, you are failing this so bad. Okay. All right, who can I call as a witness? Who would be there to corroborate that it is totally okay to kill a 98-year-old woman for reasons that I don't even understand? Self-defense. Maybe it was self-defense. I've got to get my client in here, whose name I hope I didn't say. Get in here, client, and don't say your name. Hello. So tell me, what do you know why this person was trying to bury this woman? Well, as I understand it, she was blackmailing her. Wait, she was blackmailing her? Why didn't you say that? We can use that. We can work with that. Okay, so she was being blackmailed, and she felt like she was in a tough situation, and so she came to you for help, and you were so enamored with her. Oh my gosh, this is so sapphic and criminal. It's just like that new Kristen Stewart movie that I'm so excited about. I can't even not talk about it in the middle of my proceedings. Okay, maybe we've got something here. Blackmail, you say. Well, blackmail is a crime, but how will the judge feel about does a crime override another crime? Oh, I just don't know. Oh. All right, I'm gonna go into the all gender bathroom. I'll be right back. Oh man, I really love these comfortable shoes that don't make any noise on the tile floor. Well, hey there, Jenny. Bob Tank, you again. That's right, me again. But maybe it could be me again and again and again. How do you feel about going on a date tonight? Bob, never in a million years. Truly, I object. Slick. Looks like somebody studied the bar. Bob, you can't be a lawyer if you don't pass the bar. You're very stupid. But I'm handsome, you got to admit that. I really don't, Bob. I really don't. Silent flush. Away I go. All right, order. The Honorable Judge Carruthers, that's me. I'm presiding. I don't need a bailiff to announce me. Stenographer, please read back where we left off. But don't worry about being too accurate about it. When last we left off, the subject of brainwashing had come up. Thank you so much for that and for quoting it specifically. All right, you may proceed, Ms. McCrane. Thank you so much, Your Honor. I'd like to speak to the jury. Have any of you ever been in love? If you have, I'd like to recommend to you a 2016 South Korean romantic drama film written and directed by Lee Hyun-joo, starring Lee Sang-hee and Ryu Sun-young. It's called Our Love Story, and what we have here, folks, is an idea of love story. You see, my client was so blinded by the excitement of new love and romance that they weren't thinking clearly. And the person who murdered and buried the victim, clearly they were aware of this and they were using their charms to manipulate my client to help bury the body. And I think we can all agree that love makes you do dumb things, right? Right? I see all of you silently nodding. Yes, these are these are 12 romantic men. And they all understand that love makes you do crazy things sometimes, like help bury a body. So I would argue that my client was not of sound mind and body. The defense rests. Okay, Mr. Bob Tank, what have you got to say to that? Your Honor, I don't know anything about love. I know a lot about things that are like love, but I don't know a lot about love. But I've never buried a body because I'm in love. That sounds pretty stupid, if I may use the legal term. Your argument is stupid, Jenny. You're stupid. Well, you should take me up on that date. Not here, Bob. What are you doing? Bob, it sure seems like the jury likes your handsome demeanor. Well, I've got that going for me. Folks, have you ever buried a body because you're in love? I didn't think so. So I think it's quite obvious here that she knew exactly what she was doing when she donned that shovel and buried her under a patch of Allium Taketi. On the slopes of Korea's best mountain, in my humble opinion. What does Allium Taketi have to do with anything? Wait. I heard about this. Wasn't there a doctor who got in trouble for eating Allium Taketi? Instead of going through a safe route and trying and doing clinical trials to prove that, Your Honor, I would like to check into the record, Exhibit A for Allium Taketi. I think I can prove that the victim wasn't murdered. That seems pretty far-fetched, Jenny. Seems like a real ass pull, if you don't mind me saying. No, Your Honor, can we take another brief recess so I can pore over some documents? I'm afraid not. We've already delayed this trial enough. What with your coffee mishap and your traffic troubles. Okay, well, do you remember the story of Dr. Dirk Slate at Our Lady of Flora? Do you remember that? He discovered that a strain of Allium Taketi was causing heart attacks. I think maybe the victim wasn't dead yet. She had merely been rendered unconscious, and then the nearby Allium Taketi gave her a heart attack while she was in the grave. Well, so maybe it's not murder. That case was already ruled a murder, Miss McCrane. You've got a clunky name to say. Why, it's almost like you squished two fictional lawyers together on a whim. No, it's I actually come from a long line of lawyers, so I know what I'm doing. I don't appreciate your condescension, and if you make me really mad, I might change color, okay? And you wouldn't like it when I change color. Well, I'm not appreciating your tone. I think I might have to declare you out of order. Order, Miss McCrane, order. All right, I'm sorry, Your Honor. So I would like to check into the record that it is not illegal to bury an unconscious person. At this point, you're not an accomplice to murder. You might be an accomplice to a cover-up, but if the victim was not actually dead yet, then it could be argued that this was just simple horseplay. Why, maybe she wanted to be buried. Maybe that's her idea of a good time. Who are we to kink shame? Now see here, Mrs. McCrane. What? You think that this was some kind of sexual encounter? Your Honor, I think it was a love story. I think that my client, new to this world of of sapphic role play and kinky things. I think that maybe she thought that this was just part of an entertaining role play with one person who's pretending to be unconscious. But was it described to her in that way? It could have been. I'd like to call my client to the witness stand, if I may. Objection. I don't see what's relevant about this. Fucking... whichever... whichever one means you can keep talking. God damn it. Sustained and overruled. Thank you, Your Honor, /damn. I think it could be argued that my client didn't know what she was in for. And so as a result, she thought this was just a fun time burying an old woman that this art student met on singles night. She probably thought this was all a date. Now that's preposterous, Jenny. Do you really think they're going to buy this? Well, they're all stroking their chins and nodding, so yeah, I think maybe they are going to buy this. Well, maybe I should buy you dinner. Bob. Stop it. Your Honor, can I have Bob thrown out of court for reckless conduct? Or inappropriate conduct, rather? I'll take reckless. Oh, my gosh. Well, this all seems above board. Every lawyer I've ever met is exactly like this man, so seems pretty par for the course for a lawyer. All right, well, people of the jury, I would like to make the argument that my client was fully under the impression that this was just a fun date and had no idea that they were an accomplice to murder. All right, well, the jury will take a 30-minute recess, and when we come back, we'll see what verdict they've come to. Y'all come back now, you hear? 30 minutes later. Whew. Okay, Jenny. Okay. Don't freak out. This is a big case. If you do this, you'll probably make partner. Okay, but it's okay. It's okay. We, the jury, being of sound mind and body, find the defendant, name of defendant, not guilty. We believe beyond a shadow of a doubt that she believed she was taking part in a sexy throuple. And as such, we find the defendant not guilty. Well, dip me in horses and call me sarsaparilla britches. Not guilty. Great job there, Mrs. McCrane. Thank you, Judge Carruthers. I appreciate your enthusiasm and your support. You know, I always believed in you, Jenny. Thank you, Judge Carruthers. See you at the bar after? Oh, you know it. I think it's singles night. Music or whatever. Jenny, you've done it again. Time to walk back into the law firm to raucous applause that sounds like this, and I don't have to find a clip later. Yay! Jenny, you did it! 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 I sure did. Well, I'm very grateful to be back at the law offices of Bora, Taekyun, and Ji-sung. Well, that's what I wanted to talk to you about, Jenny. I think we'll be changing the sign soon. You will? Yes. Now it's the law offices of Bora, Taekyun, Ji-sung, and McCrane. You're kidding! Do I look like I'm kidding? Put her there, Jenny. You made partner. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I made partner. You know, when you really put your mind to it, you can help anyone get away with a crime. As always, habeas corpus, baby. Jesus Christ. Did I get them all in there? I was trying to reference as many lawyer shows as I could, but like my brain was really shitting itself towards the end there. I hope you had a fun time. I hope that was a fun one. By the way, the New England weather is nuts right now. In the span of like an hour, it went from freezing out to I am boiling up in my car. I'm really looking forward to the apartment being ready to film in. We're not there yet, but we're so close. We're so close. I literally invited a friend over tonight to force me to tidy up the room a little more. But it's just boxes and boxes and boxes. Whew. Excuse me. I had a belch cooking for a while. We saved the belches for the end, video only. Why do I feel like there was something I had to tell you? Nope. Bye!